अगर आपका दृढ़ निश्चय है, इरादा पक्का है और आप चलते हैं, you don't give up. Like your Winston Churchill had said in a school, never, never, never give up. The moment I landed there, I was told, friend, remove your stars. Put on a dangri like men do it. Put on PT shoes like men do. You will be one of the Jawans in every forest. Whenever you are inside the room, you are not walking, you are rolling. I said, why? I said, didn't you do it in NDA? I said, yes, NDA we should do it now. I said, here also you have to do it. Go to the bathroom, do front rolling and go to the bathroom. But if you don't want to roll, to get out of the room, jump from the balcony. I've done it. भगवान को हम कभी नहीं बोलते कि भाई जाओ करो जाके चढ़ाई करो. हम कहते हैं फॉलो मी. उसको पता है कि यार गोली आ रही है, गोला आ रहा है, तो बंदा खुद आगे चल रहा है. तो he made sure that we all are safe.
I am your host Gaurav Garg and we welcome all our viewers to our show Amazing Mentor. Today with us is Brigadier Dr. Vijay Sagar. He is Professor in National Security Studies Department, Central University of Jammu. He is former Additional Director General NCC, former Vice Chancellor GK University. He is prominent personality. He is ever willing to help, collaborate and cooperate with anyone irrespective to his position. He has conducted many career counseling sessions for children and provided skill guidance. During his career, he has held the post of Additional Director General of NCC in 9 states. He has also commanded an independent air defense brigadier. He has been counter-insurgency commander in Kashmir, commander in line of control and served in United Nations MIL Observer Group in India and Pakistan. During his career, he has won national and international award thrice. It's a pleasure to welcome Brigadier Dr. Vijay Sagar to our show, Amazing Mentor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Gaurav. Thanks for calling me.
It's my pleasure, sir. So tell us about your childhood and hobbies you enjoy still.
Well, I had a wonderful childhood. Being the first child in my grandfather's family, I was a pampered lot. I was outgoing, did lots of things the way I wanted to do. And at one point in time, my parents decided probably I was getting out of their hands. They sent me to a boarding school called Lawrence School. So I went there, but then unfortunately my grandparents revolted. How can you send the first male child out? So my father tried to give them various explanations. Finally they said, no, we have a boarding school is important. Well, we have a boarding school in Nagrota. Why doesn't he come to Nagrota? Why has he got to go to all the way? So I was brought there. So that's where I started growing and I had a wonderful time. My alma mater, I had wonderful set of teachers, my housemasters, my English teachers, my chemistry teachers, physics, biology and English and all kinds of things. And I did a wonderful job with them. And I was a school captain and I was selected for ND and my first chancellor. I represented school in debates. I won all the debates in Jammu district. Even participated at university level, being a school kid. That was also not that I was allowed. But then I wrote to the head of the department. I said, look, I'm a 10th class student. I'm not being allowed to enter. Not my school management is not sending me. He said, nothing, no, you come over. And I went and bagged the prize there. So that's how I carried out. But then this particular achievement I'm talking about, it didn't come to me so easily. But let me tell you, like any other child, I also went on the dais in my school assembly in class 7. Where I forgot the speech. And obviously it was a disaster. And I was very sure in my mind that I've been humiliated in front of the whole school during assembly. And now I will never come on the stage at all. But then I had a wonderful person called Mr. N.K. Dua, who was my housemaster and chemistry teacher. He called me over. He said, "Kya ho gaya?" And I said, "What?" He said, "So what? We'll do it again tomorrow." I said, no question. So he got after my blood. He said, you have to speak tomorrow. I was a 7th class boy. And then at one point in time, I said, जब इससे पीछा छुड़ाने का तरीका यही है, yes कर दो यार. Otherwise, he's going to very पकाओ me. So I said yes. So he gave me another speech. And the speech was Abraham Lincoln's story. So grudgingly, I tried memorizing it. Because he had to listen to me in the evening again. I said, शाम को नहीं याद की, फिर से घोटा नहीं मारा, फिर से वही होगा. So I spoke to him in front of him. He said, yes, you know it. Tomorrow morning should be no problem. But now tomorrow morning when I went in front of the school, I still had that phobia. I said, look, I failed yesterday. But then I said, look, if I don't speak today, now that I have proven myself last night in front of my housemaster, that means I remember it. So let me speak it and finish it off once for all. इसके बाद मैं कभी stage पे नहीं आऊँ. Never again. But what happened when I started reciting that story of Abraham Lincoln? My mind started working. I said, yes, this guy faced so many failures in life. And yet he rose to be a president of the country. And yet he was, as an American president, he was a different president. So that day I was full of joy. I said, आज के बाद तो stage पे करना ही नहीं. And then the story went. So that is how my schooling went.
So that means, were you a notorious child in school?
Not notorious, but I was always an aggressive person, initiative taker. In fact, one of my teachers, Mr. Khajuria, and he told me, he says, Vijay Sagar, अगर तुम कभी जिंदगी में मार खाओगे, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस से खाओ. I said nothing doing because I am the school captain. I am in competition with you. He's a different housemaster. We have competition. So you want to put me down. So मैं नहीं सुनता आपकी. But today when I recall his statement, I value him.
So what was your dream profession as a child?
Well, as a child, dream profession, you were exposed to so many things. You want to become an army officer, you want to become an air force officer, you want to become a merchant naval officer. I never lost the mark in physics, mathematics. I was JE, I was selected. I didn't join JE because my family of grandfather, father, and my daughter, they're all engineers. I'm the only one who's not an engineer. So they wanted me to become an engineer. I said, no, I have to join the Air Force. I have to become a fighter pilot. They said, oh, all right, become an engineer, become an aeronautical engineer. I said, nothing doing. No concessions, but the fighter pilot. Fighter pilot you can become only if you join the Navy. So in India, I was much lower in the merit. But still I joined. Unfortunately, in fourth term in India, they have your medicals again. They told me, look, sorry, Sam, your eyesight is weak. You're 0.5, minus 0.5. So you cannot join Air Force. So perforce, it was too late to sort of change your thing. And it was basically an ego. I couldn't have gone back to my father after 2 years. Said, look, I can't join Air Force. Let me see what next. So they gave me a choice of army. I joined it. So that's how I became an army officer. अगर आपका दृढ़ निश्चय है, इरादा पक्का है, और आप चलते हैं, you don't give up. Like your Winston Churchill had said in his school, never, never, never give up. And that's the longest standing ovation in Guinness Book of World Records. It's not fighter pilot. At least I have flown as a trainer. I've flown microlight and I've shot down the others. So this is how the thing is.
So what was the inspiration to join armed forces?
I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I didn't know had I known that I had to join the army, I would have never gone to NDA. So then inspiration was that I have to become a fighter pilot and non-negotiable. My father said, my grandfather told me, engineer ban jao, aeronautics ban jana, civil flying kar lena. You're going to be a commercial pilot. There's nothing new. Fighter pilot means fighter pilot.
So any challenges you have to face while preparing for your armed forces?
Challenges are many.
So what was the first reaction of your parents when they came to know, okay, now you have become an officer?
Well, my parents were there to pip me. Even NDA also. Parents are invited to NDA in also. My mother and my father, they put the star on each side. And thereafter, when you got promoted also, then if they were available, like when I became a brigadier, I again had my parents with me, to pip me in front of everybody.
Where did you start your career journey from?
The first posting was to a place called Bhuj. When I was told that your unit is 45 at Defense Regiment in Bhuj, I didn't know where Bhuj is. So I asked my father. He said, Beta, Bhuj ka check state hoती. And this is how they. And I said, bullshit, I'm not doing that. I'll go by air. So I flew to Bombay and Bombay to Bhuj.
So how was your early days as an officer and what all challenges you have to face?
Now, I told you I was always outgoing. Now, as an early day as an officer when you join the unit, or good units like mine, it is not that you become an officer, you wear a uniform and sit in your office and have a gadi and all. Nothing doing. You are on probation. So, officially not on probation. The moment I landed there, I was told, friend, remove your stars. Put on a dangri like men do it. Put on PT shoes like men do. You will be one of the Javans in every policy. Officers may come later, but you will fall in with Javans. You will work with them. You will sleep with them. You will eat with them. Officer mess is out of bounds. You will not come to the officer mess. And one Havaldar was put in charge on me, who was to teach me. The first thing I remember, he told me, okay, sahab, ye generator, like we are the head of the regiment. Generators are there to run the radars and the guns and all things. इसके जो ग्रीजिंग निकल आजकल तो ग्रीजिंग का सिस्टम खत्म हो गया. सारे के सारे जनरेटर के नीचे घुसिए डांगरी पहन के. हवलदार टेलिंग मी टू एन ऑफिसर, इसके निपल खोलिए, उनको केरोसिन में साफ करिए, वापस डालिए और ग्रीस गन से इनको ग्रीस करिए और उसके बाद मुझे दिखाइए. अगर अप्रूव हुआ तो मैं आगे चलूँ. दिस इज हाउ योर ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट. So that is means an officer of the Indian Army knows exactly what a Jawan is doing. When I was in NDA, I have mentioned polished my floor myself. So मेरे घर में अगर somebody gate comes for cleaning or सफाई वाला comes in my house, I exactly know what it involves because I've done it myself. So that is how when you're eating food, not straight away you sit in the officer mess having chicken a la food and having a drink or whatever, nothing doing. You will sit with the Jawans in their mess, eat with them. So you know exactly what happens when Jawan comes for food in the afternoon or in the evening for a rum issue or for dinner. You exactly know what's happening there. What is the atmosphere? And tomorrow when you're actually in charge of them, you can do something. So this is how the grooming starts. So 3 months I did that. And then one day, there is something called senior subaltern who's about 6 months to 1 year senior to you. He sees you all. So he decides whether you are fit to become an officer or not. So once he says, gives a green signal to the adjutant of a unit or the battery commander, that day you are invited to the mess. So that day you have to wear tie, shy and all properly dressed and be there as a guest. And that is how you are baptized. Then you are part of it. Then you are all friends. But till then, I was sharing a room with one of seniors. 2-room accommodation meant for bachelors. And orders were, whenever you are inside the room, you are not walking, you are rolling. I said, why? I said, didn't you do it in an NDA? I said, yes, NDA we should roll now. So here also you have to roll. Go to the bathroom, do front rolling and go to the bathroom. Or if you don't want to roll, get out of the room, jump from the balcony. I've done it. So those are the things. But then that time probably I wasn't happy. That was a particular way to become a homogeneous unit, to become part of them. Like it so happened, it was 15th of August, since I belong to Jammu and Kashmir. So I was made the food member. I'll tell you how it works. It's not one way. As a food member, they said, okay, youngsters, what can you do for us today? And those days the messing used to be 8 rupees for a whole day. So okay, we'll skip breakfast. We'll have it in our rooms on our own. And we will skip lunch also. Dinner should be out of the world. I said, all right. So I said, okay, dinner will be out of the world. I'll give you something exclusive. So I decided to go for Wazwan, Kashmiri Wazwan. Now, who will make it? My cooks are, my unit was Tambi regiment. Madrasis, Carolites, Tamil, Kanndas, and so they said, I said, okay, call the cook. Vasappa, I still remember his name. That was 35 years back. So I said, Vasappa, आज वाजवान बने. साहब ये तो मुझे पता नहीं. I said, all right. I walked into the neighboring unit. Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry was there. I walked over to the 2 ICs. He was known to me. My place type. He said, मुझे cook चाहिए. Cook आ गया, खाना बना. And it was all gaga. And the moment they came to know something special is coming, so 8 people were to eat. They called married officers also. So my calculation was supposed to go for a 6, but it was still, and it was all top of the town. The youngsters got a lot of ideas, lot of this thing, wonderful and blah blah. But then, my eulogization was to be limited here. Next day morning, 10 o'clock, I get an order from the adjutant, put into your number 1 dress in front of the CEO, Rishi. I said, what have I wrong I've done? He said, no, we'll tell you later. That cook was CEO's special and CEO's wife special. And he went and complained, मेरे होते हुए हमारी मेस में बाहर का कुक कैसे आ? It's an insult to me. And CEO said कि ये पुराना cook है, उसकी insult has to be addressed. But then point is, CEO was all to bullshit me. I was number 1 dress, which is serious stuff. That you've been marched up to us money. But moment I reached there after changing, I found whole lot of my seniors standing. Now all those guys till yesterday, they would boot me, they would make me front roll, they would call me, very idiot. That's a language till yesterday. But the moment I reached there, there's very bala from it. I've been called by the adjutant. He told the adjutant, it is not him to be marched up, we have to be marched. And then they went and told the CEO that it is not him who called the cook. It is we who called us. Punishment is ours, not good. So this is how your camaraderie comes, even with the men. And then Theo is not a Belku. He put in so much of service. In the evening, he said, okay, all of you at my home for a drink. And then he told me, he said, yaar, mujhe nahi samajh mein aata ki youngster ne bulaya hai. What are you trying to tell me? But then good. This is what a unit I want. This is what is the camaraderie of my officers. I'm happy that you all are one with each other. One for all for one. And that is what I want. So this is how the initial stages of Indian Army works, or even Air Force in the Navy. We all get into oneness because of this, which you probably must have heard about Vikram Batra and his team of 13 Jackraft, and all those things. So ये सब आपने लड़ाइयों में देखा है. Maybe 71 examples may not be there with you, may not be very handy because I'm sorry to say, a lot of youngsters don't even know what happened in 71. That's a sad part of the story. But Kargil probably it was brought to the drawing room by the Barkhadat on the media. Probably then they know who's Vikram Batra. They know who's Sanjay Kumar. So there are a few names, Ravindranath and all. They knew those names. So that is because of this. This is the training of the Indian Army. And if you really somebody wanting to join the army, let me assure you, it's very exciting. You will not get that kick sitting in an air-conditioned building in Gurgaon and some kind of a multi-tech park. And you may be getting a wonderful salary also. To be a merc standing outside. But ये वाला जो camaraderie है, वो वहाँ नहीं.
So what all type of departments have you handled in your course of journey?
I command all the sub-units, that is a troop commander, battle commander, unit commander, even further SYT. Then you've been in advisory roles in a strike corps. I've been in advisory role in a military operations directorate, like we call it staff. So I've been in United Nations Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan in Gupkar role. So likewise, one has seen all, like I have been in advisory role interacting with the government of Rajasthan. So how the civil administration works is all known to me. And then as a NCC thing, I was interacting with the 9 chief ministers and 9 governors, 1-to-1, and learning what they are. Then I had 972 ANOs, professors and lecturers of different colleges and universities associated with the NCC. They were associated NCC officer ANOs we call. Like we select a lecturer from a college, send him a training for 6 months, and then we give him uniform, and then he gets captain, lieutenant, captain, majors, all those ranks are given to them. So though they are civilians, but they're wearing NCC uniform. So I was interacting with them. So I knew what the education system is. And it all started from Northeast, like Shillong I was posted. So there are 17 directorates. We have a All India NCC contingent camp in Delhi. And I asked, they said, okay, there are competitions within the directorates, teams are made, and everything is laid out. So when they said, okay, we have to send a team. I said, okay, what was the position last time? The last. The year before, last. So it was a last throughout. I said, look, when I will be standing there as with the contingent, as the head of the department, I don't want to be standing last in front of the Prime Minister. So I said, what about the Northeast children? I don't think they are so backward that they should be last always. So I did 3 months of intensive research with them. I stayed with them day and night. A lot of officers would come, my subordinates, sir, why are you here? You go, we will do it. I said, nothing doing. I want to have first-hand experience. And then I learned that the children from Northeast are very rare. The talent is it's just that talent is not intact. There are problems of problems of awareness, problems of guidance, the problems of putting them together. There's 7 different states, different tribes, different cultures, different traditions. So we did that, and immediately within 3 months they jumped from 17th to 7th position. And there was a Shimozel in Delhi. They said, "Ye kaise hua?" People were asking questions. There was some kind of a study being done. How could Northeast jump from 17 to 7? I said, I'm sitting in front of you. I'll tell you how it happened. And let me tell you, last year, they were the champions.
So what was the most challenging mission in your career?
Normally, an officer of my rank would stay in a 5-star guest room, have a gadi, rest of the messes. I stayed in barracks with these boys. Where there was beds, even toilets were not proper. But I had a junoon. मुझे इनके साथ रह के पता करना है कि what is lacking in and how to do that. That was a challenging stuff, and I think I got. Second was I told you when I went to my unit, a different unit, and I said, look, I want maximum men to come on. That was another challenge because people wouldn't agree with me. Then in an insurgency environment, I asked my battery commander to give me 20 guys each. He said, sir, आरोपी करनी है, operations करने हैं, रात को sentry guard लगने हैं. We have to guard ourselves. We have to offensive operations, defensive operations, plus so many other details. How can you give me 20? He said, he was out of his mind. He said, nothing doing. 15 days, I want 20 guys. I want a batch of 80 to be preparing. Because I wanted a big number, and they won't relent. Anyway, finally after 15 days, they produced only 20. And then my 2IC tells me, sir, I told you, itne nahi ho sakte sir. I said, look, I told you 80, so you give me 20. अगर मैंने आपको 20 बोला होता तो आपने मुझे 4 दे. So I'm not a idiot. I also know what is what. I also know operations. I'm the boss. I'm getting it done. You mean to say I'm unaware of that? I wanted to drive you guys up. That was a challenge. Now, how do you frame that? So again, I said, okay, all these 24 guys will be speaking in front of the entire regiment. We have something called pure Sainik Sammelan. So कैसे होगा? 1 घंटे का? No, we'll have 3 hours Sainik, 4 hours Sainik. Like one Sainik Sammelan started in the morning. There was no Jawans hadn't had breakfast. It's supposed to be after Sainik Sammelan, you have breakfast. I finished at lunch. So that day my unit went without breakfast. My Subedar Major, my 2IC kept tickling me, sending me tickets. Sir, time हो गया breakfast नहीं किया. ऐसे कोई बात नहीं, breakfast is not important. I'm making a point here, and you must get that point. Aim is to get those guys to become officers. I told them about later. I said, I know you guys gone without breakfast today. So sure enough, next time Sainik Sammelan was there, normally Jawans get up in the morning at 4. Cooks get up at 3. Jawans get up at 4 because 5:30 they have to come for peak. So अभी अगर 5:30 दरबार होगा पीछे नहीं होगी. So वो instead of getting up at 4, they started getting up 2 o'clock. I was told कि sir breakfast पहले ही खत्म करके आना, जब आपने तो breakfast करने का. I said, but then if I am making you miss breakfast, it's 2 o'clock. Yes, you are more wise enough now that you're having a breakfast before coming to the time. These are the kind of challenges which I tried sort of working out as part of the man management scheme. Like my challenges were not autocratic, it was not tyrannical, it was not dictatorial. And I could give those orders. But I involved everybody. I said, I'm asking you to do a particular thing. Why am I asking you to do it? So leadership should be participative leadership. The day you believe this is your goal and not your commanding officer's goal, you'll get it automatically. One को हम कभी नहीं बोलते कि भाई जाओ करो जाके चढ़ाई करो. हम कहते हैं फॉलो मी. उसको पता है कि यार गोली आ रही है, गोला आ रहा है, तो बंदा खुद आगे चल रहा है. So he's made sure that we all are safe. And I can assure you, it'll excite you a lot if you learn. And then a lot of adventure sports. Who gives you skydiving free? Who gives you para jumping free? Who gives you river rafting free? And forget about a whole lot of games. You play golf, you play squash, you tennis. So name a game, it is there. Hockey, football, we call it cup games. ये तो होती ही हैं.
तो आपने बहुत सारे लोगों को मेंटोर किया है. आपका कौन मेंटोर रहा है?
मैंने किसी को मेंटोर नहीं. I only try to show the way. Now, जिसको किसी को रास्ता दिखाया है, that guy has worked hard on that thing. He or she is achieved. अच्छा, मेरे मेंटोर की बात करते हो. मेरे को अगर कोई बोला जाए तो मैं मिस्टर M.K. दुआ को, मिस्टर मदन कुमार दुआ. वो आफ्टर सैनिक स्कूल में रोटा, आई थिंक टीचिंग इन पंजाब पब्लिक स्कूल नावा. नाउ इज अ रिटायर्ड मैन स्टेइंग इन नावा. बाकी आई वुड आल्सो रिकॉल मिस सिंधु शर्मा. आज बोलते हैं शी इज मिस सिंधु शर्मा. शी इज अ ग्रैंड मदर बट वी स्टिल कॉल हर मिस. मिस्टर खजूरिया है, एक मिस्टर बीडी शर्मा है, मिस्टर पुरी हैं. तो ये जितने मेरे टीचर्स हैं, और एक हमारे प्रिंसिपल होते थे, फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल कमांडर NN. And one day when he was of course I wasn't his bum chum. Somehow I always felt that he is not taken me into his fold. वो मेरे दिल में as a child था. But the day he was leaving the school, so I went to him for the autograph. He wrote a wonderful caption on my autograph. He said, "My dear Vijay, there is always a room at the top for those who have strength to reach." I think that worked on my psyche a lot. So I would give full credit to it. So these are the guys whom I can mention, and this because they put me on the right track. And of course my father, who made me read a lot of books.
So, what similarity and differences do you feel in working culture of an army officer and private sector?
I'm not saying private people are bad or they are not contributing. We are a nation. We are a nation as a whole. Everybody is contributing. अगर रेडी वाला आपको समोसे भी खिला के बेच रहा है, means you're filling your stomach to do something. तो उसका भी contribution है. तो सबका contribution. Whether it's an IAS officer or a corporate guy or a businessman or an entrepreneur or an activist, everybody's contributing. Nation becomes as a whole with all this. मेरा काम है look after the boundaries. मेरा काम है look after the internal security. So I'm doing that. Because I am giving you a security, that is your business is prosperous. You are thriving because you are in a secure environment. Now I am doing my job, and they are doing their job. And as a nation, we are progressing together. But the only difference I would say now is that my life is more adventurous because probably I choose to be adventurous. Like Gaurav Garg may not be adventurous. That doesn't matter. You said no, I don't want to. मुझे डर लगता है यार. अगर मेरे को free flying कराओ, free fall कराओ, sky diving कराओ, मुझे नहीं करना. मत करो ना. जिसको करनी है वो तो आ जाओ. So it is just pure your preference where you want to. Because I am sure each one of you would be confident. And I am an inclusive, holistic environment का believer. We all have to be together as a nation, as individuals. Nation progress करेगा तो हम करेंगे.
So, what all type of workshop do you conduct?
Well, there are 3 types of workshops I'm conducting today. एक तो ये confusion clarity वाला वर्कशॉप है, बच्चों से मैं बात करता हूँ. दूसरा जो है वो मेरा सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड का है. अभी सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में देयर आर होल लॉट ऑफ अकेडमीज इन दिल्ली, चेन्नई, बैंगलोर, चंडीगढ़, पता नहीं कहाँ का. और वो सारे जो रिटायर्ड आईओज हैं तो जिन्होंने एसएसबी में काम किया है, तो 15 दिन में आके बोलते हैं हम आपको 20,000 दे दीजिए, 25,000 दीजिए, हम आपको एसएसबी देते हैं. तो मेरा तो पहला सवाल ये है, तो बच्चे क्यों नहीं पूछते उनसे, या पेरेंट्स क्यों नहीं पूछते कि एडिशनल डायरेक्टर जनरल रिक्रूटिंग जो इंडियन आर्मी की है वही एसएसबी कंडक्ट करा. उनका डेटा कहता है कि ऑल इंडिया सक्सेस इन एसएसबी इज लेस देन 4. 100 बच्चे गए, 4 ही पास होते. और वो ये भी कहते हैं कि हमारी जो रिसर्च है वो कहती है 80 बच्चे कोचिंग लेके आए. अगर 80 बच्चे 100 में से कोचिंग लेके आए हैं तो 4 की पास. 15 दिन में आप क्या कोचिंग दे रहे हो? वो इसलिए कि जो हमारी ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज हैं तो साइकोमेट्रिक पे डिपेंड. कहानी लिखनी है, आप कहानी लिखेंगे, स्टोरी लिखेंगे सीएटी में, टेस्ट होता है मैट्रिक एप्लीकेशन पे. आप कहानी लिखेंगे, आपको नोबेल प्राइज मिल सकता है उस कहानी, बट वो कहानी एसएसबी में शायद पास, बिकॉज वो कहानी आपकी लिटरेरी स्किल्स नहीं देख रही, आपकी इमेजिनेशन नहीं देख रही. वो देख रही है कि वो 15 क्वालिटीज उसके अंदर ढूंढी, आपने वो डाली नहीं. तो वो 15 क्वालिटीज अगर आपके अंदर नहीं, वो 15 दिन में नहीं, मैं कहता हूँ 3 महीने. और उसको सीखने के लिए साइकोमेट्रिक की जरूरत है, साइकियाट्रिस्ट की जरूरत है, साइकोलॉजिस्ट की जरूरत है. और मैं मास्टर प्रैक्टिशनर हूँ न्यूरो लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग. तो आई यूज न्यूरो लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग टेक्निक टू टीच चिल्ड्रन. और मेरे अभी तक जब से ये मैं लास्ट 1 ईयर कोरोना की वजह से जो हमने ऑनलाइन शुरू किया था, आई हैव 61 चिल्ड्रन ऑलरेडी एंड दे ऑल पुअर चिल्ड्रन. रिक्शे वाला का बच्चा, पड़ासी की बेटी, बहुत ही लोअर मिडिल, यानी कि बच्चे को टाई बांधनी नहीं आती है, वो मैंने जूम पे सिखाई. तो दैट इज द सेकेंड वन. एंड थर्ड वन इज, अगर आपको सॉफ्ट स्किल्स के बारे में सीखना है, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मेजर, मेरी एक यूट्यूब पे चैनल है ब्रिगेडियर गाइड्स. उसमें 5-6 प्ले लिस्ट हैं. अगर आप प्ले लिस्ट में जाएंगे, स्किल्स ऑफ यूज, यू विल फाइंड कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे बढ़ाना है, टाइम मैनेजमेंट कैसे करनी है, लेसन फ्रॉम द आर्मी, लेसन मैनेजमेंट फ्रॉम द आर्मी, हाउ डू वी वर्क. एंड देन फर्स्ट द अदर पीएचडी जो मैं करता हूँ, आई एम अ नेशनल प्राइम टाइम कमेंटेटर. जब भी हिसाब शुरू हुआ तो आई यूज्ड टू बी ऑन टेलीविजन एवरी डे. सो आई मेड वीडियोज ऑन चाइना, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग, क्वाड क्या चीज है, इंडो पैसिफिक क्या चीज है, मिडिल ईस्ट में क्या हो रहा है, नॉर्थ कोरिया में क्या हो रहा है, रशिया अमेरिका की क्या इक्वेशन है, इंडिया कहाँ खड़ा है. दैट इज अनदर थिंग. सो दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आई.
So, if anybody want to join your workshop, how can you contact you?
फिलहाल तो मेरा डायरेक्टली go on any social media, you'll get my contacts.
So, how to join armed forces and what are the different options to join?
There's plenty of options. Armed forces till your age is 42 years, you can always join armed. ये नहीं है कि एनडीए में जाना है तो 16.5 to 19.5. इसी तरह से आईएमए का आई थिंक 20 to 24 तक है. कुछ ऑप्शन 26 तक चलती हैं. उसके बाद भी खत्म हो गया, go and join a civil department, join territorial army, 42 years is the age. छोड़ना नहीं है, अगर आपको वो लाइफ चाहिए वो है. तो टेरिटोरियल आर्मी क्लासिकली स्पीकिंग इज ओनली फॉर 2 months and 10 months you will get back. बट आज की डेट में जो हमारी सिक्योरिटी सिचुएशन है, all territorial army units are body. So means you will be as good as any other officer. Only thing is, maximum you can rise up to a brigadier, 1 brigadier, maybe 2 colonels. बाकी lieutenant colonel तो आप बन जाओगे moment you finish your 13 years of service. And all perks, privileges, everything is same. और यहाँ पे आप बैठो आराम से श्रीनगर में बैठे हो 4 headquarters के ऊपर and enjoy all the perks and privileges. Why not join here?
Any more detail on how to join?
Details must means कि whatever you have to do, you have to appear for a written examination. और कुछ ऐसे एंट्रीज है जैसे इंजीनियरिंग एंट्री है वहाँ, या लॉजिस्टिक एंट्री ऑफ नेवी, वहाँ एग्जामिनेशन भी नहीं देना पड़ता, डायरेक्टली एसएसबी इंटरव्यू. तो एसएसबी इंटरव्यू इज द की. और अगर सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में आपने कोचिंग लेनी है 50,000 रुपए दे करके 15 दिन की और फेल होना है, तो आपकी मर्जी. और अगर आप करते हो, आप अपना ग्रुप बनाओ, आई कोच, बट गिव मी एटलीस्ट 2 months, बिकॉज वो क्वालिटीज आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में डालनी. रट्टा नहीं मारना है कि ये 15 क्वालिटी है, उसके एक पॉइंट है, वो कॉन्शियस माइंड में तो आ जाएगा. और वो पूछेगा नहीं ना आपको कि बताइए क्या क्वालिटीज चाहिए, वो आपको साइकोलॉजिस्ट आपसे लिखवाएगा, इंटरव्यू ऑफिसर आपसे बुलवाएगा और जेटीओ आपसे करवाएगा, और उसमें देखेगा क्वालिटी है. और उसके बाद आपका मेरिट बनेगा, मेडिकल होएगा. तो दिस इज अ सेम प्रोसीजर एवरी, मेडिकल एंड मेरिट होना ही, चाहे वो आर्मी है, नेवी है, एयरफोर्स.
So what advice would you like to give to new officers?
So I would definitely advise him that he should be doing good. जवानों के साथ अपना 1-to-1 बुक का बड़ा जबरदस्त होना चाहिए. जितने भी कोर्सेज आर्मी कराती है सब में आंसर देते. उसके बाद जितने कॉम्पिटिटिव कोर्सेज होते हैं, लॉन्ग रन स्टाफ कोर्स हैं, स्टाफ कॉलेज है, डिफेंस स्टाफ कॉलेज, वो आपने करना है. अच्छा परफॉर्म करोगे तो आपको हाई कमांड कोर्स मिलेगा, लॉन्ग डिफेंस मैनेजमेंट कोर्स मिलेगा. वो सब नॉमिनेशन में आएंगे, यूपी आएगा, इन फॉरेन कंट्रीज में विजिट करने में मिलेगा. प्रोवाइडेड यू कैन प्रूव टू योर कमांडिंग ऑफिसर यू बेटर देन अदर मींस यू गॉट बेटर ग्रिप ओवर द, आपके रिजल्ट्स बेटर.
So what all are do's and don'ts you would suggest while preparing for armed forces?
डूज एंड डोंट्स कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है यार. आप 12वीं का एग्जाम दे रहे हो, प्रिपेयर सेम वे फॉर द रिटन. Well, ultimately मेरिट बनना है तो मुझे यहाँ भी नंबर चाहिए. हालांकि मैं आई एम एडवोकेट ऑफ पर्सन जिस बच्चे के नंबर नहीं आते हैं, इज नॉट अ यूजलेस टाइप, बट व्हेन यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर एन एग्जाम, यस, यहाँ नंबर चाहिए. तो वर्क फॉर दैट द वे यू प्रिपेयर फॉर द 12th क्लास एग्जाम. उसके बाद फिर आपका मेडिकल, ऑफ कोर्स मेडिकल पहले ही करवा लो. आर्म फोर्सेस का जो मेडिकल है, ज्यादा चीजें नहीं है, डिफॉर्मिटी नहीं होनी चाहिए, ठीक ठाक होना है.
So now we will start our rapid round. Your favorite actor and actress?
But I think there are few people like Nawazuddin, Nasiruddin Shah. They are the good actors. Talent-wise, Shabana Azmi or such like ladies, Sita Patil.
Your favorite color?
Blue.
Your favorite book?
All of favorite. Can't pick out.
Your favorite destination?
Kud. Near Patni-Top in Jammu.
Things in your wish list?
My wish list is that I should be able to meet as many children as possible and make sure that they become something, because I don't want to meet them just for meeting. They should come back to me after 2 years saying that we are successful in this. I wish I had go back to Commander Anand State today and tell him, sir, this photograph of yours I'm still maintaining. This is what has made me. A lot of people tell me you're successful. I take it with a pinch of salt. I say thank you very much. But then if I can stand in front of him, like I do meet Mr. Indu Sharma, Mr. Khaduria, Vijay Sharma, they feel good. I wish I could stand in front of Commander Anand. Look sir, this is how I am. And जो भी कमियां हैं वो आप ही की वजह से. ये हमें तो होता है.
One thing that you would like to change if you are provided superpower?
If I had superpower to start life all over again, I would never drink. Start all over again.
At last, one line that defines you.
Never give up.
Thank you very much for your time, and it was pleasure talking to you and listening to your experiences. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Solely focus, and never. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thanks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get regular updates. Thank you for watching Amazing Mentor.